Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Edwidge Miranda Mondesir, and I have a lot to discuss with you guys today and about the incident that happened on the 8th of April. So, today, let's get into what I did today. Today, I went to the federal courthouse. I submitted a motion to submit evidence. Sorry about that, AC. I submitted a motion to submit evidence into federal court record and request for a review for me and my family. And not just that, I also filed a motion for my father, who's locked up illegally in state jail in Todd Road. I submitted a motion for emergency for immediate release or transfer from lawful state custody. So this was granted. This is granted by the United States District Court. This is what it looks like. This is the other motion as well. So we had submitted evidence now, and we just wait until the federal proceeds and sets up a court date for us. So I'm going to discuss what happened on the 8th. So my mom was called a day before, a day prior, I don't know, but as I go live and I explain the story, just as the previous lives, I will put stuff how I did it as, Anyways, my mom was notified by John Taylor that she has court in courtroom 14 at 8:30 a.m. So we go to court on the 8th, not just for my mom's court date, but my father's as well. We went there to proceed evidence into my dad's case. So first, we went to my father's courtroom because they're already doing fraud, as everyone's going to see. And just trust me and believe me, when I get through this live and everybody sees what's going on, that's it. So we went into my dad's courtroom, which was in courtroom 12, Paul Kawhi. That's the judge. I finally got to see my dad. It was a tough moment. His beard has grown a lot. He looks very skinny, like malpractice if he's not eating much. He looks sick. And his voice, it doesn't sound like him anymore. Like it sounds like if it's low and it's hard for him to speak. And it kind of breaks me a little bit. And I'm there standing with his documentations that sets him free on the 8th because he's eligible. And everybody knows this. When you do an inmate search, you see that my father's eligible. So what is it that they're saying that he's a flight risk? And I have his paperwork of an APP 151 that granted us to. That's what protects us. They stolen that on the 18th and trying to frame us so they could get away with it so we can't file a lawsuit on them. So my father represents himself to the court because he's now representing himself. He's pro se, everybody. And the reason why we were there was to submit his evidence, and the court knew that. And the judge, Paul Kawhi, says, you cannot be representing for Edwidge Mondesir. He knows that we're not there to represent my father. He sees the evidence that I'm willing to submit into the courthouse. I was willing to give it to the bailiff. I tried giving it to the bailiff. The bailiff said no. Then my father explained that, hey, they're not representing me. They're sending evidence to help me go to trial because that's what the hearing was about, for him to get to the next step to pretrial or trial. And they want him to go to court without no evidence so they could put him in jail.
Yeah, to pre-trial. They want to take him to pre-trial.
Yes. Yeah. So they refused us. They literally huddled around us, pushing us back. Not pushing us, but like showing, like stepping in front of us.
Literally escorting us out.
Basically escorting us out. So we had to walk back. Because we tried submitting the evidence into the courthouse. They refused. And my father would have been released that day to get medical treatment. That's why I filed the emergency motion. So back to what we were saying. They kick us out. We couldn't proceed with the hearing with my father when he told them that the jurisdiction is now federal. It's no longer state, and that he filed a habeas corpus. This is all in transcript. And this is what federal is going to see as well. So after they escorted us, we are sitting in the lobby waiting for the next hearing. Because on April 8th, when my mom showed up to courtroom 14 at 8:30 a.m., because it says on the paper docket where you're looking at yourself in Calander, and that means everything in Calander is recorded for a hearing on a specific day. Now follow with me. As that Yeah, so it's on calendar, right? 8:30 in courtroom 14. We go in there. Me and my mom go in there. It's completely empty. We don't even see we don't see George David Hirsch in the courtroom 14 that he's always sitting in, especially when I arrive around 9:44 a.m. or 10 a.m. He wasn't there. And guess what? The bailiff said, "Oh, are you in calendar? Because I don't see your name. That there's only 6 people that he's taking in that room." It was very odd. So we're confused. Like we're on calendar for that day. It's recorded. There's emails. There's everything, even on calendar. And he called my mother. So as that happened, we go outside to look at the paper again, and it shows. And I'll be putting this up as I speak, like later on. I put that up, right? And you're gonna see that it says courtroom 14 at 8:30 a.m. Since they know that we come at a certain time schedule limit, they wait for us at 9:44 or 10 a.m. So where is the court hearing being heard when it's recorded in calendar in David Hirsch's room? So as we're sitting down waiting, we're thinking, okay, the bailiff kicked us out, right?
He told us to go to courtroom 12.
Go to courtroom
and ask
12.
The bailiff, maybe we can speak to the judge there and be heard there.
Yeah. So we spoke to the judge in courtroom 12 to see if we're on calendar there, and we're not on calendar there. My mom is not calendar anywhere in the bottom area where the court's supposed to be proceeding.
Because for the public.
Exactly. Because upstairs is where you go to pre-trial, in trial, everybody, or preliminary hearing. Right? That's when you're getting ready to get into trial. First is preliminary, pre-trial, and then pre-jury, and then trial. That's how it goes. So as that happened, my mom gets an email around 10 a.m. 41 saying, "Oh, how did it go?"
After we already arrived in the courtroom.
Yeah, after we already arrived in the courtroom, it said, "Oh,
he told us
we're being sent out." He said, "We're being sent out to courtroom 26, Judge Bailey." But that's not how it works, everybody, and I'm gonna explain why. Just how you file a motion for OR release, or just how you file any motion like a margin motion, it's granted in the courtroom. Like for an example, my mom was scheduled for David Hirsch in courtroom 14, meaning if she were to file a motion to take it straight to trial or whatever the motion may be, therefore the judge will have to call the other judge through the phone or somebody to verify that, and then they'll say, "Oh, you'll be sent to this courtroom upstairs." So when they say that, it's recorded in transcript, so everything is followed by the rules. See, the courtroom 26 was never recorded or on calendar. Never on calendar. And that courtroom session is straight for trial or preliminary. Basically, on the courtroom 26, my mom goes in there, they strip her rights away, making it seem like she agreed to come there, especially when they have a fraudulent report of Ashley Susan's and mental evaluation. But the fact that my mom filed hers on the 17th of March,
and I got it done on the 3rd of March.
She got it done on the 3rd of March, and they're trying to say that she got it done on the 4th when we have paperwork that speaks for itself.
I never seen her or met her, so.
Never seen her in her life. So, and my mom even declined her services. So back to what I was saying. As that happened, we get that email, right? So we're sitting down. We're sitting down because we know what type of hearing that's going to proceed. It's an interest of justice, meaning the DA, her own public defender, the supposed lawyer that's representing her, will go against her. Ashley Susan will go against her because of the fraudulent report. The judge will, and it would be he said, she said thing because they're public officials, and then they will label her incompetent and throw her in jail, stealing her rights away, just as they did to Malcolm X's mother.
Yes.
That's what they did to Malcolm X's mother, because Malcolm X's mother was fighting for her Black Negro children. They put her in a mental hospital where she lost her mind. And anybody could research this. This is the same shit that they're doing, but it's no longer the 60s. We have technology now. So back to what I was saying. We didn't go. We're sitting downstairs waiting, and we saw him. John Taylor was calling out Maritza, And he knows who we are. He knows how we look like. We stare at him and we ignore him.
I turned away.
He walks away.
Yeah.
Goes back upstairs somewhere. Give him about 10 to 15 minutes. He comes back downstairs and he finally approaches us. And this is where he uses like force and threat to put my mom on a bench warrant so they could get her for arrest. Yeah, she has every right to surrender herself
and
to
you're not
federal.
going to continue today. You cannot proceed.
This is federal jurisdiction.
I take the matter to federal court, and I file a habeas corpus motion. I don't give a fuck. What you're doing is framing me.
Hey, did you forget?
Did you forget the law?
Did you forget?
Exactly.
Hold
Obey the fucking
on.
law.
Did you forget a human violation is a federal offense?
Yeah, did you know that?
Therefore, it's
Exactly.
federal jurisdiction, sir.
Stop doing fraud.
Forcing her to go into a courtroom that is not even recorded. By law, it's not even recorded. Therefore, it's fraud. They will be stealing her rights away and creating their own narrative. Okay.
I know that though.
So, So there's video, and I'm gonna put it up here for you guys after I'm done with this live. All these cops huddled all around us, threatening if she doesn't go upstairs.
On, getting ready
Yeah,
to rough me up.
yeah. And the people will see this.
Aggressive as fuck.
They told her if she doesn't go up there, she'll be filed a bench warrant and she'll go to jail.
You're fired. Everyone, he's fucking fired.
So I'm not in. Is there any way we could just go talk outside?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna wait for this judge to come out, and I'm gonna speak to him.
That's okay, but he's probably going to be another hour. Could we just go talk outside?
No,
for like 5
I'm
minutes?
gonna sit here patiently. Just fuck off, everyone.
I'll fuck
How
off.
about this? How about you guys communicate to federal?
Yeah.
Your case is on Calander upstairs.
No, it's not.
46.
By law, it says I was in courtroom 13
And
at
it's
8:30.
recorded, and it's on
You
Calander.
fucking lied to me and said it's on courtroom 14 at 1:30. Because you're frauding me, frauding the court, using court resources.
Okay.
Bitch, don't fucking play with me.
This
Because
is-
I know my fucking rights.
And the penal code you're
You
violating,
fucking frauding bitch.
penal code 118, which is making false
No,
declarations.
this fucking courthouse does so much
Making
fucking fraud.
false statements
When you're brown,
under
black, and
oath.
Asian, you got no
You
fucking
see-
rights. Because these white trash run their ball game here.
Everyone sees it.
Everyone, be aware. This courtroom is a devil's playground. You're gonna suffer here. Go to my YouTube. 27 Edwidge. EDWIGE.
They're,
You will see
they're
everything.
stopping her from attending a civil rights appointment tomorrow because of the
They
discrimination
wanna
and
lock me
bias
up up there,
we've been
and I
facing
let
for
seven
2-3 years.
evidence. For 7 fucking months. I've been fighting this fucking court. For fucking submitting my evidence. They refuse. Why? That's my rights.
They're slowly having my father die in jail with no medical treatment for 7-8 months. My father is always requesting for medical attention. They're not giving him the medical treatment he needs.
You have no say. No. I stand my ground. I'm gonna wait for that judge. No, I'm not.
They don't exit out this door, just so you know.
I don't give a fuck. I know my rights, ma'am. At the end of the day, I stand my ground and I know my rights.
You can wait outside.
No one can violate your fucking human rights in this fucking courtroom.
Do you know her?
And what the fuck these people are doing
She's your mother?
is not
She's
right.
going to get arrested.
It's
you
not.
don't want to arrest her
But what would the rest be about?
Yeah.
for creating a disturbance.
No,
in the
he's
court.
forcing me against my will.
What
No one
about
can
the
force
people
you,
that are doing
ma'am.
fraud, sir?
That's the
You
law.
want to talk about that? We'll
So
go
he needs
outside.
to
but
back
she is
up
disturbing the
and
courthouse.
figure out what the fuck
She's
lies
gotta
he's gonna
get-
tell
listen to me.
upstairs. At the end of the
What's your
day,
first name?
he can file a
Edward.
977 and he
Edward?
refuses.
Edwidge.
Edwin?
That's the law.
We don't want to arrest her. We don't. But she's going to get arrested if she keeps this up. So the best
I
thing for
know
her
my
to do is
rights.
to wait outside or
At
be
the end of the
quiet.
day, these people can threaten me all they want. I stand my ground.
We'll just wait here, Mom.
I am
If they
waiting
just want
here.
us to be quiet, then we'll be quiet.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
That's
But
it.
they need to get the fuck out of my face.
Yes.
Stop forcing me against my will.
She may-
Because that's illegal.
Yeah.
to get in your face. We just
Then back off, sir.
I am back.
We're done. We're done. We're done. So back off. Ma'am, tell him to leave. I'll sit here patiently, quietly, and I'll wait for that judge.
That's the
Thank
deal.
you so much.
That's the deal, sir.
Again, like I said, we don't want to arrest
That's the
her.
deal.
And
She said you
no
guys
one
walk
can
away,
force
she'll
me
be
to go
quiet.
anywhere, ma'am. So I'm
okay.
letting him know I stand my
That's the deal,
ground.
ma'am.
That's it.
That's the deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. What's your name?
Ever.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Fuck these motherfuckers, dude.
You okay? okay.
They can't touch me.
They have to talk to federal.
Yeah.
It's already handled by a magistrate judge.
Exactly. This is what it's here for.
Yeah.
I stand my ground.
This is recorded. This will be submitted today, so people actually see the harassment that they do to us, trying to force us into doing something we don't
Against my will.
So that's okay.
That's a human rights violation.
We have video.
Okay.
And my mom, she stands her ground. She speaks for her rights in front of everybody, including me. I stand up and tell them this is federal jurisdiction. So how could she go to jail? What is she being arrested for?
What crime I commit? That I know I went to court.
And
I showed up.
until this day, they never submit against us what they have in the courthouse.
Nope.
And they keep blocking us and refuse us to submit evidence. So that's how they would get away with their crime. So we sat there and we stand our ground. And there's going to be videos, and I want you guys to watch this, because it gets fucking crazy. Like, they're in a panic state. Like, they don't know what to do. They want to force everything onto us so they could get away with it. Right now, federal is investigating, and it's crazy. After they tried to huddle when they huddled around us, right, with all these cops trying to intimidate us.
Forcing me, literally, practically, they were about to just drag me.
Yep. And after that happened, we walk because they're trying to escort us out of the courthouse because they don't want us talking the truth. So we walk out and we go ahead and check at courtroom. Is it basically a courtroom? 118, which is the criminal.
The clerk.
Yeah, the criminal clerk office.
Clerk, yeah.
We go there to check if there's any information about a bench warrant. There's no bench warrant.
Miss Miranda, right?
Yes, we're here again.
Yeah, what can we help you with?
Yeah, well, my lawyer's doing fraud and he doesn't let me submit my evidence. And he's lying to me about my court hearing today, that it was on 13 at 8:30 a.m. Then he calls me and says, oh no, we're moving it today later on at 1:30 at courtroom 14. When I get there at 1:30 at courtroom room 14, they're saying that I'm not in that court file. I'm not in that.
In courtroom 26.
Yeah, and I'm 26. But the thing is, he cannot proceed when I already changed the venue to federal court.
There is nothing we can do. That's something you need to talk with the judge
Exactly, but they're doing fraud. The judges, DA, the DA, Celeste Sanchez, is doing fraud.
There's nothing we can do here. You need to go to courtroom
Yes,
26.
we do. We have the right to submit evidence. The thing is, the clerk, the courthouse, the judges, the DA, everyone's stopping us when it's rightfully our rights.
Your matter is on calendar right now.
No, it's not. It's not. It's fraud. And I can prove it. That's why I'm here. Now, okay, put me on calendar because they say I have a bench warrant. Go check.
I don't see anything in that.
No, check in the system. They said I have a bench warrant.
Before I call security. Please.
Go ahead, call security. But I'm asking you my rights.
She's calm.
This is my rights.
She's calm.
To ask. This is my
They
rights.
just made an excuse because they want to call them.
I'm here to file it. I'm here to check my court date. Call security? Why? Because I'm submitting my evidence?
So
what are you afraid of? What the fuck are you guys afraid of? The truth? The crime that you guys are doing to us?
Put everything in there just in case.
Kinuha niya.
Yeah. They're plotting. They are. And when my mom tries to put herself back on calendar for next week, which she has the right to, they refuse. They want her to show up the next day to courtroom 26, which is the same courtroom where they're going to do fraud.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom tells them and lets them know I do have at least 10 days for myself to be on calendar, meaning I have a week until I go to court when I put myself back on calendar, because that's what happened with me. So we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
See, I put myself back on calendar on January 31st, and they didn't schedule me until February 14, where they illegally put me in jail for no reason, and it's proven. And that's where federal is going to investigate. Okay, so now that you guys understand that, so they threatened to call security, right? Because why?
Because I refused to go up there with
Yeah,
them.
she refused to go upstairs.
So-
And when my mom was telling them to give her 10 days because she has that right, he said, oh, well, I'm going to call security. And
I'm not here to cause trouble. I just want to know if I have a warrant for my arrest. That's it. No, I wasn't. The thing is, They don't let me submit evidence, so they're threatening me to go to jail. I don't give a fuck about jail. The thing is, I know I'm not breaking no law and I'm not doing nothing wrong. Asking for my rights to submit my evidence is not a crime. That's why I told him. They told me over 4 or 5 hours that I have a warrant. He's checking and I don't. So I'm gonna ask him one more time before I leave. Do I have a warrant for my arrest? Thank you, sir. This fraud ain't gonna continue. That's why I'm letting them know.
See, they try getting other people involved to get them in trouble, so they
I
don't
sued
take
them.
the accountability.
I took them to federal court. This thing that they're doing to us, they're hiding the kid that took a loaded gun to school for 3 days to unalive my black children.
You guys are gonna see that.
Yeah, your hearing's being held right now on 26, but I'm not on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
On the minute order. Yeah, it's not recorded in the courthouse that I have to go there.
Yep.
So they're upset about it that I didn't want to go. And the reason why, because the whole entire time, this man, what's his first name?
John Taylor.
John Taylor, he's been lying to me just like Olivia Hudner. So I don't trust them. And plus, all the evidence that I had submitted throughout the whole time, like they've been hiding it and destroying it. Literally, they're tampering and hiding my evidence. And
Sorry, there's a call. Sorry.
And it's been going on for like 7 months. And I also was claiming the stuff that they took from us because from my understanding, from what me and my family know, we were illegally evicted.
And it could be proven.
You cannot get evicted if you pay rent and then they sue you. You showed up with the lawyer and all your evidence and the judge granted me because they lost. And, you know, at the end of the day, they're doing fraud.
It's my brother. I'm going to pick this up real quick. It's my brother. Yeah.
And like he was saying, you know, like they were just giving me a hard time. They surrounded me. And I don't know. I felt like they got too close to my personal space. All they needed to do was just grab my hand and drag me up. That's how bad it was. Like, to the point they triggered me. And they wanted that. So at the end of the day, I'm sorry. When you're being attacked, you have the right to defend yourself and fight back. And remember, there's a lot of them huddling me and my son, feeling like we're intimidated by them and we're threatened. And I told them, oh, hell no.
And I had to explain
It's
to
time
him.
to like show them that I'm going to defend myself. And I did. I stand my ground like I told them, and no is no. I refuse to go there because he is trying to fraud me, fraud the court, using court resources to fraud the court, you know, to fraud us. And the crazy thing about it, and I noticed that from my children's father's prelim hearing about a year ago, it made no sense. And like, they took him to trial and his lawyer did not present his evidence either. It was Andrew Cross. Steinfeld.
Joe Steinfeld.
Yeah, Joe Steinfeld. So I noticed that these conflict defense attorney were hiding and tampering his evidence too and bringing fabricated CDs by John Roth, the DA, and evidence they were hiding. So they were bringing in their own evidence, but they're never letting us submit our own. But it was so weird that they had us going upstairs, like he said, the second level of the building. That's for pre-trial and preliminary hearing and trial. No one goes up there to have a court hearing to be heard in
That's true.
The first level.
So back to what I was saying about the clerk in courtroom 18. After we were done there, it's like John Taylor followed us all the way around the courthouse. Okay,
yes, that was really weird.
So they escorted us, right? Because they wanted to take us upstairs, which my mom wasn't going to go. So they escorted her outside, and they talked to us a little bit, the sheriffs. Then we didn't want to go directly inside again and deal with that. So what we did was we walked around near the roundabout
the roundabout,
just to get to the other
around
side
the building, literally,
of 118, which is the criminal record room.
Mm-hmm.
So after we were done there, John Taylor just walks out and he's following us. And there's a video, and I want you guys to watch this. Oh, sorry, guys. Hold on.
Because you're going to be sued for defamation of character.
I wanted to let you know that
For hiding and tampering my evidence, just know it's a crime.
Morning.
It's a crime.
The judge will
I'm not coming because I'm going to go to the federal courthouse and I have a civil rights appointment to report the fraud that's happening here.
Okay.
And it's federal jurisdiction.
Yeah, it's federal jurisdiction.
Would you like me to make sure that the judge doesn't issue a warrant?
You said I have a warrant.
No, you don't.
Okay, so you're lying to me again?
It's recorded.
I was just up there right now. and I made it so.
But you told me I have a bench warrant. So did they. Over 3-4 hours, and I keep going to the window. They said I don't.
You don't.
So why you guys are lying to me?
Yeah, I'm your attorney. I don't.
You're
know
not
what
my
they're
attorney
telling
because you're not obeying the
from-
law to legally represent me as your client.
you. So, do you want me to keep the bench warrant from being?
I'm
issued
going to
tomorrow?
federal courthouse. You guys have no jurisdiction over this.
How about you give
this
them?
case no more.
Yeah, Mom.
If you
Listen.
This
work-
federal-
if you work with me,
federal
I can keep
case
the warrant
now.
from being issued.
Okay.
If you
Sir,
don't work with me,
you're
it's gonna
allowing
happen.
them to
Listen.
file a fraudulent case on my behalf when you know it's fraud by Ashley Susan.
She never
Okay?
met her.
Olivia Hutna's doing fraud. Did you know I have her on recording?
I just
And
need
I
you
can
to
set
listen.
her to jail? That's what I'm telling you, sir.
Let 'em do-
I know my
Mom,
rights.
let
I'm
them
just
know
trying to
this
help
one
you.
thing.
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
we gave them a notice for removal. Can you
Yes.
at least submit that to them to let
Yeah.
them know it's jurisdiction of federal now?
Because in there, they don't have it. You're not submitting it. Olivia's not submitting it. Therefore, we're going into trial or preliminary hearing with
nothing.
no evidence. Why?
It's not a preliminary hearing.
So
no,
why
but
am I
it's
there?
leading there.
So why am I there?
Potentially, yes.
So why am I
The
there?
only thing that I'm dealing
So
with.
why am I here?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay, tell me.
The only thing that you're here for is for me to represent you in an incompetency hearing,
Why?
because Dr. Ashley made the finding.
She's a fucking lying
yeah,
bitch.
okay, so how
that's
did-
okay?
yeah, so
Because
how-
look, okay, so explain this to me. Because I got a mental evaluation.
Right.
And I have it right here. And I'm going to show you.
And it was filed on the 3rd.
And it was filed on the 3rd. So you're telling me
Who filed it?
she filed a report when?
The report that I have.
Yeah, I want to
I'll
see
do
it.
that.
I have the right to look at it. Because I can show you my paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. This is my mental evaluation that I got on March 3rd, 2025.
Okay.
I have a diagnosis that I'm fair. It does not say that I'm
Who's it from?
incompetent. And it's from Exodus Recovery.
Okay.
And it's a mental evaluation.
It's the fact that nobody
And it was
even-
submitted here with Olivia Hudnut, and it's stamped by her DA office, her public defender office, and it was received on March 17, 2025, Ventura County
Yeah,
Public Defender.
So that's
So she
not-
has it.
That's true.
Mhm.
It was delivered to my office.
Okay.
And I
Is it in
expect that
court
she
though?
has it.
Is it in my file? Is it submitted? No, it's not.
because it's
Exactly.
that's not a court. Yeah, you know that when you dropped it off at the office, that wasn't a court filing, but she does have it.
How can it not be a court filing when it's my evidence to show my competency?
It doesn't. So our office is just. It's not separate.
Did you know by law I have the right to refuse that?
Refuse what?
The mental diverse application, because there's no crime committed in my home. They commit a crime in my home by assaulting us, coming in our home with no warrant, and their body cameras were off, and stealing all our evidence, thinking we don't have any evidence to back it up.
We have
we
the
do. We have
whole
everything
thing that shuts it down,
to
sir.
shut this down.
And that's the thing.
And you,
Federal
you,
will give us a fair
and
hearing.
Olivia Hudnut, the judges, the DA, the conflicts, the defense attorney, all you guys are committing fraud by not letting us submit it. Why?
I only am involved for one reason, and that is because of Dr. Ashley's report.
Because she's fucking lying.
I mean,
Look,
she's-
sir, I'm letting you know and tell him straight out right now, I will sue everyone involved for defamation of character.
I don't.
I have a recording
About
of Ashley Susan doing fraud. And I already filed a police report, just to let you know.
That's.
At
And
the end of the day,
I don't-
fraud is fraud.
I
It's a
don't
crime.
have, a dog in that fight. If that's what you want to do, I'm okay. with
Hey,
that.
that's my right.
On top of it, though, nobody.
That's my right.
No one even cared to call to verify if it's.
They didn't
true.
even submit it in court. He even said it.
They didn't
They
wanna
only
call
took
it.
Ashley's report
Look,
when it's
hold on.
fraud.
You want me to look at that right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah,
Look,
sure.
So the number up there, right? We showed Olivia Hudnut it, and we explained to her this is the evaluation you so eagerly wanted. So
So-
submit it or file a habeas corpus.
So when did Ashley Susan supposedly file my report?
March 21st, I thought, but I'll pull it back out again.
March 21st? I never seen her on March 21st or spoken to her.
That was when her report was submitted, so...
So when did I actually spoke? I never met this bitch, so I don't even know what report she's filing. Because number one,
I think she wrote it, she spoke
I
to
never met her, no. Number one, I never met her.
Okay,
Number two, yes, sir.
Okay, I can read this.
Go ahead. I'll shut up. Go ahead.
Stop thinking about what you're saying.
But I'm going to speak after that.
And I'll show you what I have.
Okay. Call the doctor. He'll tell you.
That's
I
what
don't
I
know
mean by
either.
verify.
Due to your interest in opium HS, I think it's something mental.
He wants me to take therapy
says,
because I showed them the
think
crime
that-
that they did to us.
I think that says outpatient mental health services.
Yeah, they want me to take therapy. By law, I have the right to refuse because they're not my doctor. And I have the right to go with my own primary care. That's the right law.
Let him finish.
Yeah, yeah.
It says, due to your interest in outpatient mental health services, your prognosis, so that means like your
Anxiety that they caused to give me.
Hold
They
on,
inflicted
hold on.
trauma on me and my family.
Let
Yes.
me decipher this for you. It's saying your prognosis or your ability to address the symptoms of
Anxiety.
disorder.
I've been getting anxiety.
Is fair.
Yeah,
so there's a good
it's
chance
true.
that you'll be able to get treatment and it'll be able.
I
your
don't need
symptoms will
treatment.
improve.
I got anxiety
Well,
because
this
they
says
shot
you
my
are
children's
interested-
father.
This says you're interested in outpatient mental health services.
If I want to. If I want to. My rights is if I want to go and see a therapist. That's my decision. By
That's
law,
what you
no
said,
one
right?
can force me. Not you, not Olivia Hudna, not those corrupted judges, and definitely not that corrupted DA, Celeste Sanchez. She's committing fraud in my case. She allowed them to submit fraudulent declaration
Can we talk
to
normal?
court.
It's
I
hard
am
for me
normal,
to
sir.
it's
The
hard
thing
for me
is,
to concentrate
you're
when
not
yelling.
normal.
I just can't hear you.
You're
properly.
fucking violating my human rights and trashing me in court.
frustration.
Instead of
Human
you
emotions.
representing
Okay,
me
but
legally,
Can
you're
you tell
not.
that I'm trying? You can
No,
tell
you're
that I'm
fucking
trying.
not, because I have the emails to prove it. You're not.
I call you. I come
You
out
did
and
not
find
submit
you.
my evidence.
Hold on. First of all, you lied saying we couldn't file habeas corpus. She needed to be sentenced,
I'm
right?
not a federal attorney, so I don't
No,
But
you
you said
said
that, though.
and it's
I don't think
recorded.
you can.
It's
It's
recorded.
recorded.
Please do.
It was
I don't know if you're
recorded.
recording me right now.
No,
No, I am.
yeah.
If you are not
You're
incarcerated,
listen. You
There
have
is
the
no
right to
federal
file a
habeas
habeas
corpus
corpus
petition.
when you're out on OR,
Probation.
Probation?
Parole.
parole.
And what
but
else?
you're not.
On bail.
I was locked up at once upon a time.
And she was.
You can file one anytime.
She was released
Federal
on
court
bail.
let me file this. So at the end of the day,
So that's a civil matter, right?
No,
No.
the whole thing
The whole
right now
thing.
is
That has
civil.
nothing
You
to
want to
do
know
with
why?
me. I'm
No,
a criminal attorney.
listen. The reason why
You're
it's
not
civil.
even my attorney,
Hold on,
so I don't
the
even know what
reason
you're talking
why,
about.
The
Appointed
reason.
by the court
no,
to
you're
represent
not.
you.
You're appointed by
listen,
the court doing fraud on
The
me.
reason why it's civil right now is because they're violating federal offenses, sir.
Mm-hmm.
To violate a human right is to violate a federal offense. Therefore, this is federal jurisdiction that we filed a habeas corpus, and we have a lawsuit in the federal, and they have
We
fucking
changed the
taken
venue
it. They
too.
taken it. Yeah,
It's
we
already
changed the venue.
accepted.
That's-
And you guys are aware because I submit
But
those
it's not being
documents.
submitted to the
but
court.
you guys are refusing to submit in the court. Like we
what
never
document?
filed anything.
You have a
The
document.
habeas
Show me.
corpus
This
at federal
was received on the 25th.
and
it's-
the change, the change of venue. It's proven here, sir, that I submitted already and you guys already received
What
it.
is this?
The change of venue to federal
it's a
court.
notice for removal for all of us.
Yes, it is.
It's granted.
I have it right here.
There's a court order saying that this case is no longer in criminal court because it's in criminal court right now.
No, this
No.
is for the change of venue
That's
that
the
is
change of venue.
taken.
Right, so you're applying for it, but it's not granted.
Well, we have a letter at my
Means-
sister's
well,
house. We have
yeah,
more
it's-
letters right now.
It's
that I
taken
have
by
to
the
go pick
judge.
it
If
up.
you would like the paperwork,
So
or
you
I can
filed a
email it to
motion,
you.
Right? So
Yes.
you've asked for the venue to be
And it got
transferred.
granted. It got accepted.
That can't be true because it's still here.
No.
So
The federal
then-
court would tell it wouldn't even.
then
be
they
on me,
grant
it'd be
the
on
habeas
federal
then.
Court
Yeah, they grant the habeas as
to
well.
tell the criminal court that they have to transfer it.
So they have the
And
okay.
if they
So
haven't done that.
Well-
The
they
letter-
haven't done that. It's still here.
the letter
Yeah,
from
but
last
the
night.
thing is, I submit my evidence
That could be
to
in the,
close my case.
that could be
You
something
and
that happens in
Olivia,
the future.
you and Olivia are doing fraud. You're not submitting it because you wanted the fraud to continue, so they can take me in jail and say that I'm incompetent.
trying to keep you out.
No, you're trying to lock me
Yeah.
up. No, you're not.
Look,
Because everything
If it
you said
wasn't
to
for
me,
me, the
you
jail-
lied to me. Taylor, you lied to me.
I don't think I
You
have
lied to
even
me more
said
than
you
once.
anything.
Yes, you did, because you said I can't file a habeas corpus when I did.
and
You
you
said
told
I
us,
can't change.
I don't
Olivia
know.
said I can't change
Yeah,
the venue
you said I
when
don't know
did.
if Olivia Hudna told you this, but you cannot file the habeas corpus because you're not in custody or
That's what I
sentence.
thought.
Correct.
No, that's not
That's
true.
what you said.
That's not true,
We're just
though.
saying,
It's
though.
not- then I think it's a good idea for you to get a federal lawyer because
That's what I'm
all
going
federal
tomorrow.
law.
I'm gonna go to federal court
Do you
to
have any
request.
advice?
All
on how?
I'm gonna focus. You know how they say, stay in my lane.
Like I
I'm
said.
gonna stay in my lane.
Yeah,
And
like
my
I
lane
said.
involves one thing, and that's keeping you out of jail.
Like I said, I'm sick. I
And
have
making sure
documents.
you know what's going
I'm
on
gonna
in the
get
building.
treatment tomorrow, and I'm gonna see the civil rights tomorrow.
If I can't communicate with you,
I
and
told
we can't be
you.
on the same page.
I'm trying to
you're
get
gonna
an extension
arrested.
for 10 days. They refuse.
You're gonna get arrested.
I don't care. I don't care.
But don't you find it
I
weird
don't
that
care.
the
At the end
documentation?
of the day,
This-
like I
hold
said,
on.
I'm submitting my evidence to
tell you one more thing.
prove my
I'm
innocence.
gonna tell you
You're
one more thing.
refusing.
I'm gonna tell you
You're
one
hiding
thing.
One
it.
more thing, I'm
And
listening.
Whether you're listening or not, this is the one
All
time I'm
ears.
saying it. Tomorrow, you have a court appearance in the same courtroom you were in today, courtroom 26.
Not
at
going.
9
Hold on.
And I told you
Hold on.
why.
But why wasn't that notified the day before?
wait.
No, but they lied. They said I have a bench warrant. Where's my bench warrant? Over 4
I kept
hours.
it from happening.
No.
It would have happened.
You're lying to me to threaten me so I can go to that courtroom
I will
so
tell
they
the
can
judge tomorrow.
arrest me because the DA filed some false declaration by Susan Ashley.
If you come to court tomorrow and you do not cause a disruption, you will not be arrested.
But sir,
No,
it
the thing
wasn't
is, I'm submitting
recorded.
my evidence. They're not letting me submit my evidence. I'm not the one that's causing trouble here.
You have
You
court
guys,
tomorrow at 9
because you
a.m.
guys are
in
refusing.
courtroom 26.
You know I
Hold
don't
on.
fucking live in
That's
this
all I have to
county.
It wasn't recorded.
You know I get here at 9:40 to 10:30. So either way, I can't show up at that time.
Nice thing to do.
No, these
Tranquilo.
white motherfucking trash are violating my human rights. And they're walking all over me thinking I'm stupid. I'm not letting my guard down because at the end of the day, I'm a US citizen and I know my human fucking constitutional
Ignore that
27
dude. He
rights.
doesn't know what's going on.
The thing is, these people think they can fucking fraud me and think they can get away. Now, guess what? I'm going to federal court tomorrow.
This is a federal offense. Therefore, we make the federal offense.
He refuses
I mean,
to
the report over there.
to represent me as a real client. What he's doing right now is hiding, tamper my evidence, so they can lock me up on her false declaration of Susan
Ashley.
I have to go back to the police station
Yeah.
right now today.
Yeah. First
I'm
thing
calling the fucking cops when I get home.
Yeah, we gotta get out of this county.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's amendment rights. Yeah, he's bullshitting. They're racist.
So-
That's what it is. They're
so,
racist,
yeah.
and they just want to continue frauding us, frauding the court, using court resources. Trust me, because if the money was coming out of their pocket, it wouldn't last this long. It's all about money. That's
So,
what it is.
After that, we went home and then so on. The next day, we went to federal, and I have proof to send the pictures as well for you guys.
Shit gets me heated.
So the 9th, my mom didn't go. He calls saying, "Oh, if you don't go, there's gonna be a bench warrant."
all day.
So he
He's
just
been
kept
bugging
bugging. So we ignored him,
Yeah, I
and we ignored him.
I ain't even talking to him no more.
He kept calling, and I'm gonna show you guys all the call logs and all that shit.
Mhm. Hello?
Yeah, I'm calling for Miss Miranda.
Who's this?
This is the public defender, John Taylor.
And?
I'm in court right now. Are you planning to be here?
I already told you. You're doing fraud.
Okay.
You're not submitting my evidence. I'm heading to federal court.
Okay.
I'm heading to federal court and I'm reporting you guys and I'm submitting all the videos that I took over there yesterday. You cannot go and do whatever you want to do and only hear one side of the story and send me to court knowing that the bitch filed some fraudulent fucking declaration to court, frauding the court, frauding me using court resources. I have a video that I never spoke to her and I made it clear to her. I don't need to see her because I don't know who she is and I have no business with her. So you and Olivia Hudnut and you can continue doing your fraud in court, go ahead. Because like I told you, I'm going to sue you guys for defamation of character. Because at this point, this is all false allegations. Okay? So continue lying to your court and have all your connections right there. Because in federal court, you have none, honey. And I'll see you there.
I'll tell the judge thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're going to see what's going to happen. Lie on.
And the text messages that he sent. Guess what, guys? He's no longer sending emails now. He's sending text messages. What the actual fuck? Am I right?
That's crazy.
Okay,
huh?
now listen to this. On the 11th, he called today, didn't he?
Yeah,
And
called earlier.
what did he say again? I forgot. But I'll put it up here. Let me just try to refresh my memory, everybody. He called again. Okay. Yeah, he called again today around like 5 o'clock, 4 p.m.
No, for something.
For something, right?
Yeah.
And then he says that the judge has voluntarily hold all your warrants. No judge holds warrants, everybody.
Hello?
Hi, this is John Taylor from the Public Defender's Office. I'm calling for Miss Miranda.
This is her.
Hi, I wanted to let you know that the court did not release the warrant. He did hold the warrant until Monday morning at 9 a.m., courtroom 26. So I'm calling to let you know that, and I'll send you an email and a text to confirm, all right?
Yeah, but what's the warrant for, though? And what's the hearing for?
It's the interest of justice hearing that I wrote you about.
Justice hearing? You mean the fraud inventory evaluation that you guys are forcing me to do?
It involves the mental evaluation, correct?
So it also involves the fraudulent declaration that the DA filed on court on my behalf that is on that's regarding about the doctor of Susan Ashley, right?
Yes, and if you want to assert that, I recommend that you come to court so that you can explain to the judge that you're having that issue.
No, because it's fraud. So that's the reason why I'm not going, because you guys are letting them file fraudulent declaration to the court when I have my own mental evaluation and they're not submitting that, my evidence to court. That's the reason why I'm not going to court.
You actually make a good point. Why don't we submit that evidence to the court on Monday? You're talking that piece of paper that I've seen that you showed me.
Yeah, but you should have submitted that a long time ago when I already dropped it off in your office, public defender office, since March 17 of 2024.
If you come to court on Monday, I will submit it for
Hold on. You know what happens when she comes to court, sir?
Yeah,
You basically steal her rights away.
The warrant
yes.
will be recalled.
Okay,
You will not
okay.
have a warrant anymore.
Okay, now look, listen to this. Call us when you filed that warrant and tell us what jurisdiction it holds.
Exactly.
And thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
2 hours ago.
Not even Christy J. Peruso hold my warrant when she knows my commute. She knows it.
It's like 5 hours away.
She knows that I took it serious on the 14th of February. If anybody investigates the transcript, you will hear that I take my serious matter, that I'm never late unless it's an emergency. And they illegally put me in jail. So they didn't hold that warrant. They didn't give a fuck. They said it's
excuse our language.
Yeah, excuse me.
Upset.
But it's my problem because I'm a grown man now, so I must be responsible, right?
That's what she said.
Okay. So what is this about them holding my mom's warrants
for a whole week, Junior?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
The judge is not gonna hold no one's bench warrant. Trust and believe me.
So he called threatening and saying, "Hey, if you don't go, there will be a bench warrant issued." He keeps using the same scare tactic, and I let him know. Okay, cool. Okay, call us when you file that bench warrant, and you tell us what jurisdiction it holds. Thank you. Goodbye. I told him. And he said goodbye. Yeah. So they have no power, anybody. They have no power. State doesn't have power over federal. Federal is the father in the relationship. So what are they gonna do?
They did the same thing to Daddy.
Even if there was a bench warrant, we could still turn ourselves into federal. We'll still be heard fairly.
Excuse the AC.
So therefore, what is the bench warrant gonna do? They're doing this so they could cover up their ass. Literally, if any of us don't go to court, that's it. Federal fucking got them. That's it. So today I'm letting you guys know what's going on and what's gonna continue to go on. So on the 11th, when he called today, he said, okay, the next court hearing would be on the 14th of April. Be there for Judge Bailey has hold the bench warrants and wants to discuss. He even talks about my mom finally now submitting her evaluation into the court on that date.
And then he's gonna ask the judge not to take me to jail.
He couldn't do this a long time ago, submit her shit on March 17?
But he threatened me with jail time the whole entire time.
Make this make sense, people. And then he keeps calling our phone. He keeps calling.
Crazy.
I never got a call from my lawyer like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I never gotten texts like that from my lawyer begging me to come to court for what?
It's crazy.
For
that's
what?
Really weird.
And the fact that we let them know that it's federal, We have no right or jurisdiction to even be in Ventura County. That's it. There's no case over there.
We don't live there.
The case is here in Los Angeles
And we
County
transferred
federal
over
government jurisdiction. So now that everything is out, they're going to have to explain to me and my family what the fuck they were doing in our home on September 18 and what the fuck are all these fraudulent cases. They're not just going to have to explain to me and my family, but federal government. And this is going to take place soon, everybody. The light is already shining right now with the truth. The truth is shining with the light. The truth is free.
Mm-hmm.
Our freedom is going to be served soon. We're
hoping for justice soon.
Justice is going to be served. And I thank God for keeping us going, faith and motivation and dedication.
Me and you.
No
just
lawyer.
Me and him. No lawyer. Just me and him.
And now it's in federal. We had the right to submit evidence. That's why I filed those motions today, guys. So federal picks up on it.
We've been finding a lot of motions.
So my father is finally medically treated. Yep. So he's finally medically treated. My father needs a specialist.
I mean, they stole our money, so we got to do what we got to do to survive.
And they know this. They know that my father is sick for 8 months, everybody.
He's very fragile.
He
can barely talk. I can hear him gasping for air like he's chasing his breath. I said, no, this is not even humane anymore. Like, he's dying and they know he needs a specialist and they refuse to give him treatment. They're waiting for him to die in there so they can just get away with this hate crime that they did to us. Definitely, it's a hate crime, discrimination, and retaliation.
Yep.
That's how me and my family sees it.
So I'm going to be submitting evidence here for you guys to see. From John Taylor's calls, his text messages.
Instead of the morning.
I'm telling you, I have to leave my home at 5 in the morning. I wake up at 4, I leave at 5, and I'm already on the bus. I have to commute to get over there about 4.5 hours. So my train gets to Oxnard station at 9 a.m. And after that,
about this in court. Yeah, well, you got permission from Judge Parisa to be at 1:30 already, right?
I don't know. To me, that day made no sense. So again, look, I have something to. I tried to submit my document, but I forgot because the copy machine was down. I had filed a habeas corpus motion already at the federal court because Olivia Hudna has been doing fraud in my case and I can prove it. She does not let me file my habeas corpus. She does not let me change the venue when I no longer live in your county, and she knows how bad we're suffering. And third, we're not getting treated fairly there, me and my family, because based on our race, they discriminate against us and the court is allowing it. Me and my family have substantial evidence to close this case. Can I turn that off? I want volume off. I'm talking to the lawyer. We have substantial evidence to close down our cases, our fraudulent cases, because we're being framed. Me and my family is being framed. My children's father, Edward Mondesir, my son, Edward Miranda Mondesir, and me, Maritza Miranda, we're being framed. And I've been asking Olivia Hudna, and I'm going to ask you now. I want my search warrant that day on September 18, 2024 at 1 p.m. when they came to my location and my address. I want that presented in my court tomorrow. I want the body camera of those officers in my home, including Steve Donlon, who I saw assault my son in front of me and my mom. Okay? These officers came in our home, pretend to be FBI agent, along with a phone call with Taylor Gregg. I want that as well. I want that body cam footage of that incident in my home. And I'm asking you because you're representing me tomorrow, right?
I am, but what you're talking about is your trial matters.
No. I'm asking the evidence that what you have against me, why I'm in court. Because since October 2nd, 2024, I've been asking Olivia Hudna, and you guys never provide anything. All I'm hearing is false allegations.
I'm just the mental health attorney, so miss.
Well, I don't understand, sir. Look, by law, I have that right to ask you as my lawyer. You're representing me, and now they're sending me to mental health because they're trying to cover it up and make it seem we're all mentally incompetent
they're trying to say we're all mentally ill, we're incompetent, that we're not aware of what's happening. Sir, we are aware of what's happening. This all started because the kid that brought the gun in school, September 15, 16 of 2023, tried to kill my children, sir. The school principal is covering it up. So is the school police by writing her false report, charging my son in a crime when it's self-defense. Then they got involved with my housing. And now, this is where I am. So I have the right to ask you, because you're my lawyer who's going to represent me tomorrow.
About the APP 151.
Also, I have APP 151 to submit in court to show the judge they had no business being in my home on September 18, 2024.
Yeah, the APP 151 creates a perfect argument to explain what's their business doing in our private property.
I hear somebody talking in the background.
Yes, sir,
it's my son. It's Edwidge Miranda Mondesir. He's asking you.
I'm saying
he's telling you.
The APP 151 we have.
Should I turn off the volume, Kayla?
That we have
take the baby with you.
Specifically states to stay in our home, that the home is vacated by us, that it was granted.
I'm okay with that. I am not involved in that issue.
I know, but this involves
yeah,
the
but
whole
you're
issue
my This is the reason why I'm in this court.
So what I'm saying is that creates a perfect argument to ask them what they're doing on private property at our home to steal documentations and hurt us.
Okay.
Exactly, and assault us and hurt us and injure us in our home. Look, sir, we sustained injuries. They shot my children's father in front of us. While my grandson that was 18 months present, my niece that was 14 at that time, she was also present. There was minors in the home. They came in with excessive force, breaking the door down because we didn't agree to go meet them at their stupid location that supposedly they're going to take the hate crime and death threat reports and then ambush us to convict us of a crime we did not commit. That's what my son's trying to tell you. You have the right to argue that matter.
What I'm involved with. I need you to come to court tomorrow.
No, listen, sir. I'm asking you to represent my evidence. Submit it in court. Do not hide it or tamper it.
There will be a hearing and there will be time for that evidence.
No. The thing is, you guys are blocking me and my family from submitting evidence. Why? That's what I'm asking you. Why are you guys doing that? By the court of the law, the rule is you have the right to submit your evidence, to submit your innocence when you're fighting a case in that courthouse.
I find it very weird, Mr. Taylor.
Let the district attorney know that tomorrow the hearing will be ready to go.
Celeste, look, sir. Celeste Sanchez, she has 15 days to charge me with a crime that I did not commit. She filed charges way after that. By law, you guys have no right to proceed if you guys did not file in those 15 days.
So I will see you.
Listen, sir. Listen. You have to submit my evidence tomorrow to prove my innocence. Why can't you submit it?
It's not my role, and it's not the purpose of the hearing tomorrow.
Mr. Taylor.
To have evidence regarding...
That's bullshit. So you're going to tell me I have no right to submit evidence as a client? Look, I have no evidence to submit to Olivia Hudnut. I have no evidence to submit to Katya. Now I don't have evidence to submit to you, Mr. Taylor? How is that?
Hold that thought.
Aren't you supposed to represent me?
Hold that thought.
While the case has been suspended, while you're in court.
No, I'm not.
Hold on.
No.
That's what I want to point out. Hold on, sir. I was in the room with my mom and Olivia Hudnut that day, and we specifically told her to submit these evidence, that we told her what's going on, that we filed.
That's not.
I'm not finished, sir.
Do what you tell her.
No, I'm not finished because you're not listening to me.
And represent you.
My point is, we were gonna submit evidence that day. We even let her
Since
a week
October
before.
2nd,
and guess
too.
what? Right when we were telling her you have two options, to file a habeas corpus or submit the evidence, she said, "Oh, we're just gonna suspend the case today." Why is that?
Let me tell you. So I don't know if she told you this, but you're not in a position to file a habeas corpus.
Why?
Habeas corpus comes after you've already been sentenced, and it's an unlawful sentence.
No, it's.
You want to lie, sir? Are you going to lie to my face? You're lying right now, right?
Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to end this conversation.
Yeah, exactly, because you're being recorded. You're being recorded, and you're gonna be sued for defamation. You're being recorded. So good luck with that. He hung it up. He hung it up.